YouTube? It's your boy Lang, man, and I'm back here with another reaction video of Slimer right now. I'm about to react to Forensic Files, and this one's called 2 in a Million. Now, with these Forensic File reactions, you feel me? Y'all know these are my favorites to do besides my music and my story times and my funny reactions because these are real life. You feel me? Like I always tell y'all, you're the most craziest, scandalous stories that these people do to these people. You feel me? And with this one right here, a lot of y'all told me, you feel me? Like, a lot of y'all was like, Lang, bro, these are one of them ones where you going to be like, you know what I mean? So we about to see what y'all talking about in the comments. And for y'all, before y'all hit that sub button too, like, make sure y'all let me know what y'all want me to react to in the comments. Like, what other Forensic File episodes you want me to react. Like, leave it in the comment section, you feel me? But other than that, man, you already know. Make sure to grab your favorite snack, drink, whatever, because we're about to chill for the next 20, 25 minutes. Y'all know how I do. And let's get into it. Let's see what happened and figure out why this even happened. You feel me? Let's get into it, Slime. Let's go.
Este programa contém dramatizações de eventos reais e não se destina a público jovem. Alguns nomes foram alterados para proteger os inocentes.
A millionaire and his family were executed in their own home. And for 3 years, the murders went unsolved until a 30-year-old box of bullets and some iridescent fibers revealed the ultimate betrayal. The beach house at Pajaro Dunes in Northern California. On weekends and holidays, it was the perfect getaway for the Ewell family. The family patriarch Dale was an extremely wealthy man who made his fortune selling airplanes.
He was quite successful because he's very outgoing, very personable, convincing, and he'd go out on these ranches and sell farmers these airplanes, land in their field, sell them planes, and then teach them how to fly.
Dale and his wife, Glee, had been happily married for 31 years. Their 24-year-old daughter, Tiffany, was a graduate student in accounting.
Tiffany, very sweet girl by all accounts. She seemed to do well in school, and everybody loved her.
Their 21-year-old son, Dana, was a business major at Santa Clara University.
Dana was a very precocious child, very smart, almost too intelligent. I heard that once upon a time his IQ was 165, which is extremely high.
Yeah, that's a high IQ bro had. You feel me? That is very high. Because no, a lot of people don't have that type of IQs. You feel me?
In 1992, after spending the Easter holiday at Pajaro Dunes, Dale, Glee, and their daughter Tiffany returned home to Fresno. 2 days later, the Ewell's housekeeper tried to enter the home and sensed trouble. The security alarm was turned off, yet the doors were locked. Inside, she found Dale, Glee, and Tiffany dead from gunshot wounds.
The thing that I recall most about the Ewell home.
Bro, so whoever did this, bro, wanted, I don't know. It seemed, I don't know, you feel me? But whoever did this, that's wild. You feel me? They went in and executed the whole family for real. Like, you feel me? Like did bro have beef with somebody? Like what? You know what I mean? Because, bro, people ain't doing this to you, like doing that type of to you unless, like, you feel me, you did something or like it's up. You feel me? But let's keep watching.
From the murders is the photograph of Glee Ewell laying on her back in the den. She had a look of fright on her face, even in death.
I've never seen a house that severely ransacked by any burglar I've ever dealt with. And I worked burglary before I worked homicide.
Jewelry was missing from the home, and Dale Ewell's wallet was empty. But there were no signs of forced entry.
How did somebody get in here, turn off the alarm, because it didn't ring at the alarm company or the police department.
Right.
All three were shot with the 9mm weapon while bringing their luggage in from the beach house on Sunday night.
So those tragic things, your life is great 1 second, and a millisecond later you're gone.
Dana Ewell was fortunate. He avoided the ambush since he was having dinner with his girlfriend and her family that night, 160 miles away.
He began dating Monica Zent, an FBI agent's daughter. At the time of the murders, Dana Ewell was with the family, and his alibi was FBI agent John Zent.
Investigators found an open box of 9mm ammunition in the master bedroom. And they also found very unusual fibers on the victims.
And I had some fluorescent fibers that glowed under the ultraviolet light in the dark, and some rubbery stuff that I didn't have a clue as to what it was, except it appeared to be rubber.
In their search for suspects, investigators thought that a business associate or rival may have wanted Dale Ewell dead. Before Dale acquired his business, the company was allegedly involved in some criminal activity.
He took over the dealership from the former owner, who had gotten into a little bit of legal difficulty with marijuana smuggling.
Or Glee Ewell might have been the target.
Glee Ewell had worked for the CIA at one time. The CIA doesn't tell you a whole lot, but they did acknowledge the fact she did work for him.
With talk of marijuana smuggling and CIA connections, investigators knew these murders would be difficult to solve. The cold-blooded murder of millionaire Dale Ewell, his wife Glee, and daughter Tiffany was big news in Fresno, California.
Fresno's had some big homicide cases over the years, but I would venture to say this is probably one of the biggest ones of the century.
Investigators suspected that the Ewells were killed on Sunday night when they returned from the beach house. Glee and Tiffany Ewell drove back separately and were killed first. Dale Ewell got home about a half hour later.
Whomever had killed his wife and daughter remained in the house for perhaps another half hour. Why would this killer or killers, why would they remain in the home for a half hour or so after they had gunned down two people?
But that's apparently what happened. Dale was shot in the back of his head as he entered the house.
Just stunned, I just became numb. Just could not understand or believe or contemplate such a thing.
All three were killed with a 9mm weapon.
These people were essentially ambushed. It was a scene of pure evil. I don't think there's any other way to explain it. You can't try to say, oh, well, these people are insane or the perpetrator's insane or anything like that. The perpetrator in this case was just purely evil.
The Ewell's son Dana had an airtight alibi, as did everyone who had keys to the house. Investigators found an open box of 9mm ammunition in the Ewell's bedroom. Was this the ammunition used by the killer? The 9mm bullets retrieved from the bodies had been damaged on impact, but the back end of each bullet, known as the heel, was intact.
The impressions on there had nothing to do with their bullets being fired. It was something that occurred during manufacture and was something that I hadn't seen before.
So Alan Boudreau removed the casing from an unfired bullet and compared it to the heels of the bullets from the victims. The tool marks were the same.
These bullets, the murder bullets, came from this box of ammunition.
An identification number on the box indicated the bullets were made in 1971. And a price sticker on the box revealed it was purchased at a local hardware store. When police called the hardware store, the owner said he still had all his sales receipts, even the ones from 30 years ago.
And they found the receipt for that ammunition made out to Dale Ewell.
Proof that Dale Ewell and his family were killed with his own ammunition.
Wow. Wow.
It had to be somebody that knew enough about that family to know that there was a box of 9mm ammo in Dad's bedroom, which meant it was an inside job of some sort.
And the bullets looked like they had been fired through more than just the barrel of a gun.
These bullets went through something that marked them, unlike any normal gun barrel. And it could be a flash suppressor, sound suppressor, silencer, something along that line.
What robber would come to a crime scene with a silencer on a gun?
Could it have been a hitman?
Estamos apresentando Medical Detectives.
The forensic evidence gathered at the Ewell family home painted a bizarre picture of how Dale Ewell, his wife, and 24-year-old daughter were killed. Someone with a house key turned off the security alarm and murdered them with a 9mm weapon using ammunition belonging to the victim, Dale Ewell. It looked like a botched robbery. Some money and jewelry were missing, and the only forensic evidence was the bullets and the yellow luminescent fibers.
From the scientific end of the investigation, what I had to work with was relatively little.
The only remaining family member, the Ewell's 21-year-old son Dana, had a rock-solid alibi. He was with his girlfriend and her family.
There really was never any question about his alibi where he was on Easter Sunday when his parents were being killed.
What innocent guy gets an attorney and wants us to contact the attorney to contact him just to get information on their parents or their sister? That made no sense.
Bro, that's weird. You feel me? Like, why is you even getting a lawyer in the first place? Like, if you knew you didn't have nothing to do with it, right? And you knew you was with your girlfriend and all the then why is you over here telling, you feel me, you speak to my lawyer, like, bro, that's your fan, that's your sister, like, that's your pops, that's your moms, like, what is you on? Like, you feel me? Like, and saying you claim you ain't do nothing, and what's the, you know what I mean? Sounds suspicious to me. Feel me? Straight up.
Dana Ewell also had a clear motive. He was the beneficiary of his parents' estate.
Dana Ewell stood to inherit approximately $8 million. It would have been approximately $4 million had his sister not also been murdered.
Dana was a prim and proper type kid, went to class with his $200 shirt and his $100 tie, that he let everybody know that's what it cost.
He also made some unusual inquiries after the murders.
Dana Ewell called me at the coroner's office and interrogated me as to the progress of the autopsy, what we'd found, and so forth.
It is really unusual for some close family member to call you and ask for the details of the case in the way he did.
And investigators learned that Dana had some character flaws. Apparently, he had plagiarized a term paper in his business ethics class and failed the course. Investigators also learned that Dana was a loner. His only friend was his former college roommate, Joel Radovsich, so they decided to give him a call.
First thing Joel said upon being phoned by Detective Souza was, "Are you going to arrest me?" It was an unusual thing to say.
So unusual that police put him under surveillance and found that he didn't use the telephone in his apartment. Instead, he'd use a payphone nearby.
They had two payphones mounted on the outside exterior wall of the 7-Eleven store. He would look down at his waist level and then dial a number. We deducted the fact that he was looking at a pager.
An undercover officer positioned himself within earshot.
I don't want no stock options. I want $250,000. I want it now.
Radovsich demanded $250,000 and also wanted advice on how to invest it.
Joel was a world of his own. Like no one was around him. The only thing they were talking about was their investments and where they were going to invest the money.
According to phone records, Joel was talking to Dana Ewell. A check of Joel's financial records indicated that he was spending freely, despite not having a job.
He was taking helicopter flight lessons at the Long Beach airport, some of which cost $500 an hour. No job, no source of income, and he's spending this kind of money.
They found that the checks for some $5,600 odd for Joel's lessons had been paid by Dana directly. This was a very curious event. This was something that led directly to a financial link between the two suspects.
And Joel Radovich purchased several very suspicious items prior to the murders.
During a surveil of Joel Radovich, the detectives found that Joel had ordered books from a publisher in Boulder, Colorado. And in turn, he had these books shipped to a man named Jack Ponce.
One of those books described how to make a homemade silencer. A background check revealed Jack Ponce was a 23-year-old law student and Joel Radovich's lifelong friend. Records indicated that Ponce owned a 9mm semi-automatic weapon.
Jack Ponce said initially that the weapon had been purchased for the purpose of shooting possums in his attic. Investigators found the whole possum shooting scenario a bit hard to swallow.
During police questioning, Ponce denied any involvement in the Ewell murders and said his 9mm gun had been stolen.
We've probably heard that story a few times in our career.
This murder investigation had been complicated and time-consuming. By this time, 3 years had passed, and Dana Ewell told everyone who would listen that detectives John Souza and Chris Curtis were too inept to solve the case.
Dana Ewell, he would call us Mutt and Jeff and Bert and Ernie, and we weren't smart enough to find the murderer of his family.
And, Ernie Bert couldn't find a gun in a gun store.
And the only reason we had the cops' jobs is because we couldn't get no other job.
I'll be damned if some kid like that's going to make fun of us.
Estamos apresentando Medical Detectives.
Investigators now had 3 suspects in the murder of Dale, Clee, and Tiffany Ewell. The Ewell's son, Dana, his college roommate, Joel Radovich, and Joel's friend, Jack Ponce. With a search warrant, investigators found a number of interesting items in Joel Radovich's apartment, including a half-dozen tennis balls with holes drilled through them.
I found out that the dyes that they use in these yellow and orange and purple, pink tennis balls are FDA-approved dyes because children and dogs chew on tennis balls. It was very interesting, but I found out everything there is to know about tennis balls.
The fibers from these tennis balls were consistent with those found on the murder victims. Proof that the tennis balls were part of the homemade silencer.
Jack Ponce was arrested at a restaurant where he worked as a bartender. Joel was eventually arrested at his favorite Taco Bell, where he seemed to eat 3 times a day, every day. Dana, however, was nowhere to be found.
Radovich admitted to nothing. Jack Ponce, however, didn't want to face the death penalty, so he decided to cooperate.
That boy went in there and started telling. He started singing The Birds. That's what happened. You feel me? And the crazy thing is, bro, like, all this could have been avoided. Like, bro, why would you go in there and do that to your parents because you wanted some money? Like, bro, you could have just probably asked for some money. They would have gave it to you probably. Like, what? You feel me? Like, this was, bro, you scandalous, bro. You had really something wrong with you, bro. Like, for real. You feel me? And it's like you already had problems, but it's just like, bro, why would you do that to your own people that brought you into the world? Like, bro, like, bro, like what? Like, what?
The one of the three who, as the police say, rolled over. He agreed to turn evidence against Joel Radovich and Dana Ewell, tell them everything he knew.
Ponce originally told investigators that his 9mm weapon had been stolen. He now admitted he sold it to Joel Radovich for $500. A few days later, Ponce said Joel returned the gun and told him to get rid of it.
Joel told Jack that he's the one that killed the Ewell family, and he described the inside of the house, where he was, how he did, what happened, the sequence of events. And we knew all that, but it was never in the newspaper.
Ponce said he disassembled the gun, threw the parts in dumpsters, and buried the barrel in a vacant lot in Los Angeles. In an unbelievable stroke of luck, the barrel was still there.
Been there for 3 years. Surprisingly and luckily, we have an open lot in LA that stayed vacant and wasn't paved over or concreted over for 3 years.
Holes had been drilled into the gun's barrel, consistent with the information in the books that Joel Radovich ordered. Investigators dipped the barrel in a special solution to remove the mud and rust. Then attached it to a rifle and test-fired it using the same ammunition found at the crime scene. Amazingly, after 3 years in the ground, the test was conclusive.
Lo and behold, these test-fired bullets look very much like the Ewell bullets in their general character and appearance.
That was the part that contained the forensic evidence we needed to establish that weapon was used in the murder.
For prosecutors, what happened was unthinkable, but perfectly logical. After all, the evidence showed it was an inside job all along. Dana Ewell wanted his parents' money, and he did not want to wait for them to die of natural...
Bro, what? Bro, you so money. You were so money hungry, bro. You did this to your own parents, bro, just for some money. You did this for $8 million, bro. Like, that easily you probably could have just asked for, and they probably would have just gave it to you. You're their son. Like, bro, your dad's a million. Like, dude, what? To me, you was just being a spoiled brat that didn't get his way. So you chose to do this. You feel me? And that makes you a bitch. Period. You feel me? I know I'm YouTube, so I can't say what I want to say on here, but y'all know. You feel me? It's, bro, you was a, bro, and the people who did it to you, did it with you, I meant, bro, like, they some stew. You feel me? And I hope all y'all have it playing. I hope all y'all get what y'all deserve in the pen. Like, bro, them people, they're gonna have a playing field with your stupid. You feel me? Straight up. Especially when they find out you did what you, what? Your parents? Man. This is sad, and it was all uncalled for. You feel me, bro? Their own son. You know what I mean? That's just crazy.
Causes, and he did not want to share it with his sister either. So he hired his roommate, Joel Radovich, to kill them all. Radovich decided to use an assault rifle with a homemade silencer, reinforced with tennis balls to further reduce the noise. Dana gave Joel the house keys, the alarm code, and told him where his father kept the box of 9mm ammunition. To establish his alibi, Dana had dinner that night with his girlfriend and her father, who happened to be an FBI agent. When Glee and Tiffany came home, Radovich ambushed them. He shot Tiffany first. Then he followed...
I got people trying to call me while I'm trying to do a video. Like, bro, leave me alone, bro. I'm trying to record. You feel me? And I know y'all probably gonna get on me in the comment lane, bro. You still use text. It is what it is. You feel me? Hey, it's a cheaper bill every month. You know what I mean? But let's get back to it, though. Over here trying to come recording, man. Leave me alone. Feel me?
And he did not want to wait for them to die of natural causes. And he did not want to share it with his sister either. So he hired his roommate, Joel Radovsich, to kill them all. Radovsich decided to use an assault rifle with a homemade silencer, reinforced with tennis balls to further reduce the noise. Dana gave Joel the house keys, the alarm code, and told him where his father kept the box of 9mm ammunition. To establish his alibi, Dana had dinner that night with his girlfriend and her father, who happened to be an FBI agent. When Glee and Tiffany came home, Radovsich ambushed them. He shot Tiffany first. Then he followed Glee into another room and shot her. About a half hour later, Dale came home, and Joel was waiting. Tennis ball fibers left at the scene were consistent with the fibers found in Radovsich's home. Prosecutors believe that Glee Yule knew who was responsible.
She had met Joel before. Of the three, she's the only one that got a look at Joel, and I believe knew that her son was killing her for the estate.
Jack Ponce was given immunity in exchange for his testimony. Dana Yule eventually...
Immunity, bro. This is what I hate sometimes about the system, bro. Like, bro, how you get away? Like, to me, that's still getting away with it, bro. Because it's like, bro, you had a part in this. So you just telling me you could just tell the cop, and you know what I mean? And, oh, it's cool, bro. You know what I mean? Like, nah. Like, to me, bro, bro should get locked right along with them. You feel me? Like, don't matter if you told. So what? Like, you should still get time. Like, you took a whole family out, bro. What you talking about? What we talking about right now? You know what I mean? Straight up.
Turned himself in. And in 1995, he and Joel Radovsich were both convicted of first-degree murder and murder for financial gain. Both are serving life in prison without parole.
I believe that the physical evidence in this case was a really big deal and probably carried the weight of the conviction.
He was an arrogant young man. He was an extremely arrogant young man that thought he was smarter. A very smart young man, don't get me wrong, but he thought he was smarter than a bunch of streetwise cops.
We weren't lax in our job. It just took a long time to put it together to get enough evidence to go to court.
And I'm going to end it right there, Slime. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about it in the comments, you feel me? And like I said, bro, my bad for people, like, for that call, bro. People was trying to call me while I'm recording, like, bro, leave me alone, you feel me? But look, like I said, man, y'all let me know how y'all felt about it in the comments. Do y'all feel like bro should have got immunity, or he should have just, you know what I mean, wrote it out with his homies that wanted to do what they did, you know what I mean? But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. And y'all make sure to hit that sub button, that like button, you feel me? And make sure to check out all my other reactions, because a lot of y'all still sleeping on my other reactions. Like, bro, go tap in with them, you feel me? Like, do that right now, you know what I mean? And I love y'all. Y'all stay safe. Holler at y'all next time. Already.